What is up, everybody? Happy Friday to you. We made it. It's been an interesting week. I'm always on my grand hustle, building my business, taking care of my kids, trying to live this thing called life, and just, having the divine balance of just existing in this galaxy called, the Milky Way, this planet called Earth, this country called America, this state called Michigan. You know, there's been a lot of interesting things going on. Our governor, she's really excited about this. What is it? Hydra or hydroelectric company that's being built on 8 Mile. I actually saw it, and it's interesting. I saw it, and I was trying to figure out what is this company about, and then I ended up seeing a YouTuber talk about kind of some of the things that are going on in the country, and they mentioned this particular company, which is not an American company. It's not an American company. Perhaps they will be employing some Americans at the mediocre level, but it's not an American company. Anyways, that's just one of the interesting things that I'm kind of following. But moving on, lots of interesting things happening this week. Trump's CNN town hall was actually a huge topic of discussion. And here's the thing. I'm not trying to be offensive to anybody that's older, because I know that there's a lot of sharp older people out there, that a lot of younger people need to be listening to. But Trump looks sharp. He looks sharp. And I'm not a Trumper. Like, everyone knows that if you follow me, Angie's pretty independent. She's a libertarian. She does have a bias towards Democrats. She doesn't care for them. But, I don't really take a political side. But when it comes to Donald Trump in comparison to Joe Biden, I don't really feel like, when you're comparing apples to oranges, Biden is a grape compared to Trump. I'm sorry. Trump was real sharp. He was on point. He was ready to get at Caitlin Collins with all that little bratty liberal media talking points that she was pushing. Trump got with her. He was sharp enough to get with her. That is a sharp man. I don't know if they got him on some adrenochrome or what, but Trump is sharp. He's sharper than Biden. They need to be given, if Trump is taking adrenochrome, they need to go ahead and give Biden some. Give him the same brand that Trump is getting, because apples to oranges is just sitting up there looking like a challenged person versus somebody who, regardless of how radical you think the man is, Trump was sharp. He was sharp. Now, here's the thing about Donald Trump. I don't trust a liberal established media outlet like CNN giving Trump a platform. Not saying that they shouldn't, not saying that historically they wouldn't normally, but when you think about the attacks on Trump, the attacks on Trump supporters, CNN giving Trump a platform is a bit suspect. And, it helps you to really see that the liberal establishment, they don't care about half of the fervor that they want to perpetuate to their people, to their base, to the public. They don't care about the consistency of it, right? And I think that's why a lot of people are just irritated right now, is we have a consistency problem with our media, where they talk out the side of their necks, right? But then they turn around and, oh my God, we are ratings whores. And so it doesn't matter. So now CNN is like, well, Fox has pissed off conservatives. We have with the ousting of Tucker Carlson. So this is a great opportunity for us to capitalize on that Fox audience. And so we're going to really piss off our liberal audience who has been loyal to us. And we're going to give Donald Trump a platform. And, all of this just seems weird to me. I mean, and I can't even say that CNN is doing this for ratings, right? It's like, to be honest with you, regardless of what Trump has gone through, Trump has also kind of risen above a lot of those things. And if he is able to continue on and be a presidential nominee without, regardless of the liberal pushback, if he's able to be that, I would literally, kind of think that all of this is a Republican Democrat game, a manipulation game. Like, I really would. Because, there's just kind of too much stuff going on with Donald Trump for him to be just the only one outside of DeSantis. Like, you mean to tell me that they don't have anybody but Trump and DeSantis? Like, seriously. Like, and, that should bother people because, we keep buying into these propped up political puppets. And, from a Republican or a Democrat side, they keep telling you, these are your options. These are your options. I don't really see a good, solid candidate being raised by the people. I don't see a candidate who the people are saying, we want this person to be our champion and maybe go against the establishment rules. I don't really see that. So I'm a little weird about even Trump. Like, I really am. I'm just be honest. I don't really there's something off about this on so many different levels to me. So I don't buy it. I don't buy that CNN just had this need for ratings, that they're just going to give him a platform. I think this is all part of the MK Ultra, Operation Mockingbird. I hate to be conspiratorial, but I just don't trust it. I don't trust it. I think it's manipulation. And they've done enough manipulation for people to have that as their first thought before anything. So that's just that. That is my opinions about that. I think that that's, like, again, Trump did look sharp. I mean, if you're comparing apples and oranges, Trump definitely looked better than Biden, for sure. Absolutely. And you see Anheuser-Busch continuously taking the fall. Their stock just has been downgraded. That's a shame. I mean, check out my article on how ESG objective, the execution of them, is really hurting America and is really hurting American companies. I am just not really a huge fan of it. I'm not. I think that it's hard. It's really hard for me to really just be gung-ho on that. What else? There is an article that I wanted, or an organization that I think people need to be aware of. And I posted this on Twitter. It's called GARM. It's the World Federation of Advertisers is the site that I go to, but GARM is the Global Alliance for Responsible Media. And you want to understand GARM, you want to check them out, you want to understand what they're doing, because GARM is a global alliance and they're responsible for media. So we got an FCC that's supposed to be regulating American media, right? Broadcasting, right? But then you have this GARM, this private organization, right, who is saying that we are going to regulate media and make sure it's responsible across industry initiative established by the World Federation of Advertisers to address the challenges of harmful content on digital media platforms and its monetizations via advertising, right? So this group is really designed to hurt content creators. I want people to really understand what they're doing. If you are somebody who creates content that is contrary to any of these popular narratives or ideologies, right? And you are saying, I'm going to have content creation as my bread and butter, just understand that GARM exists. So, in addition to the corporate censorship across platforms with YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, right? These people are censoring, restricting, cutting off people's social credit scores from being able to do business and communicate with other people on a business front. GARM is a private organization. It has nothing to do with the government. Maybe they're funded by the World Economic Forum. I got to do some more research on them. But GARM is saying that, we are the regulators of what is, quote, harmful on the internet. So if you're somebody that says, I don't agree with trans ideology, GARM can say, hey, advertisers, don't advertise on their platform because they're not for trans ideology, and then you're losing money. So these people are sort of the middleman to who can make money on social media and who can't, who's playing ball with these radical ideologies and who's not. So check them out. They're called the Global Alliance for Responsible Media. And if you are a champion for freedom of speech, then you are going to have an issue with all of these fringe organizations who are popping up out of nowhere, who main purpose is to stifle freedom of speech. Whether it's from some CEI score that says that, hey, if you host a content creator that had these ideas, we will deplatform you. We will pull advertising from you. So all of this is a bullying technique into getting people to comply or at least keep their mouth shut about these radical ideologies that are being permeated in culture right now that's impacting the culture and civil society. They basically are saying we have all these side chick organizations that exist for the sole purpose of you allowing us by force to infiltrate your children's minds, force feed you using pronouns to people, even if they don't align with what they look like, right? This is what they're saying. If this man looks like a defensive lineman and he wears makeup and a dress and says he's a woman, you're supposed to call him a woman. And if you don't, an organization like GARM will say, you know what, let's pull their advertising revenue from them, from their YouTube channel. Here's the catch-22 to that shit. You know what I mean? And this is real talk. You people are sitting up here saying we're going to police speech, police what people can say and think, right? And we're going to pull advertising revenue from these people. But what about the social platforms? Because regardless of what people like GARM think, YouTube is sustainable by the people that use them. LinkedIn is sustainable by the people that decide to use them. All of these platforms are sustainable by active users and specifically the content creators that actually gravitate people to want to use those sites. So when you have sites like LinkedIn, they're like, oh, we're going to censor and we're going to be biased and we're going to shut out content creators, right? Fine. It's your site. It's your right. But you're also hurting your ad revenue because a lot of those content creators that you're restricting were actually bringing money to your site vicariously through ads. And I know this because when I was a smaller content creator on LinkedIn, I was getting all these like B-League companies and schools being ran against my content. But when I started really upping my content, upping my traffic and engagements, I had large cap companies running ads against my content. So I know that I made LinkedIn money. I know I did, right? Because you were getting ad revenue off of the content that I was creating that you were running ads against. And I wasn't getting paid a dime for that. So that's just to say that these companies are being punked into essentially infringing on First Amendment rights, right? So that they can push all these narratives and agendas. And I wanted people to be aware, like put GARM, Global Alliance for Responsible Media, in your vocabulary, because these are the this is probably one of the side chick organizations that are infringing on your First Amendment rights, and a lot of them are stifling your ability to be able to make money as an entrepreneur. So they're traders. These are traders, and you need to know about them. So check this out. Check out the site. They are and just as of November 2019, GARM is a flagship project of the World Economic Forum platform for shaping the future of media, entertainment, and culture. So, this is the world we live in. These people are trying to shape, mold the way that we choose to think by pushing all these weirdo side chick agendas and saying that you can't say shit about it. So have a wonderful Friday, everybody. I just wanted to put this out there. It's Friday. I do admit I did have a drink before I did this. So I'm probably a little bit more animated than normally, but this GARM thing really irritated me and I wanted you guys to know about it. So have a good one. Bye.